and welcome back to PCC Connection. I'm Michael Engel, your host, and we have an incredible guest here in the studio with us today. As I opened up our segment, I said this is Pueblo, the home of the heroes, but truly joining me is an American hero, Lieutenant Jim Downing, retired United States Navy, who has come to our campus today and has been talking to our students and faculty and staff. And thank you again on behalf of our administration and students. Thank you for coming here today, and thank you for your wonderful service to our country.
Well, it's an honor to be here with you. Thank you so much.
We've been talking about your experiences at Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941. I know one of our viewers would be asking, of the dozens and dozens of letters that you transcribed or dictated and sent home, did any of those parents ever write back to you to...
I had some wonderful letters back. They were just so grateful to know exactly how their son spent their last hours.
There's another part of your story that I think probably sometimes doesn't get mentioned. You were married for 69 years to Morena, your beautiful wife. Can you tell us a little bit about her and her experiences, really from being with you that morning when they began the bombing and then seeing you go off to war?
Yes, well, you described her very accurately. As it says in Proverbs, know that many women have done well, but you excellest them all. So that's kind of a wife that she was. We had some military men for breakfast at our home. She was fixing breakfast. So when we got the word over the radio about the attack, I got in uniform real quick. And one of the men had a car. We went down in the car. And so as we parted, we didn't know whether we'd see each other again. But she gave me a verse of scripture and said, the eternal God is our refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. So I didn't see her again until the next day when she did come down to the harbor. Then she went home Christmas Day, so we were separated for a year and a half before I saw her again.
Beginning on Christmas Day, 41?
Yeah.
That scripture she gave you, and you describe in one of your books, and I've seen in an interview, sustains you, did it not, during that barrage and that event?
Very much, because every part of it had some truth.
And I found this interesting, that in the midst of all of that chaos, and that it had to be an incredible amount of noise and the smoke and the oil, that you actually felt a certain calm. Is that correct?
Yes, I think the greatest peace I've ever had in my life. And what I attribute that to, I thought I'd be in heaven in a few minutes. So my conversation was, Lord, I'll be with you in a minute.
Okay. I like that. We're visiting with Lieutenant Jim Downing, who at 102 is the second oldest living survivor from the attack at Pearl Harbor in December of 1941. We live in a chaotic world today, and as you know, we have a lot of enemies. What is your message to the world, if you will, about the future of America and safeguarding ourselves? Do you have something?
Yes, and of course my life was influenced by the attack on Pearl Harbor and the shame and the disgrace and the near victory we had in that affected me. So my message to the generations, I see what's going on, is remember Pearl Harbor, keep America strong. The only language that dictators and tyrants understand is force. I mentioned that I saw a no parking spot the other day that said, don't even think about parking here. So I'd like to adapt that to say that we should be so strong that no dictator would even think about attacking us on that. And so my short message is weakness invites aggression. Keep America strong. And talking to the young people of this generation, I tell them, you're the leaders of tomorrow. You're the voters of tomorrow. You're the taxpayers of tomorrow. There's no price on freedom. Whatever it takes, keep America so strong that no tyrant will ever want to attack us.
I think that's probably a great way to end our interview. I like those words. Thank you so much for sharing not only those words, but your story with us today. We greatly appreciate it.
It was a pleasure being here, and I thank you.
Again, we've been visiting with Lieutenant Jim Downing, second oldest living survivor from the Pearl Harbor attack from December of 1941. You can actually see Jim's entire story. You can check him out on YouTube, and of course, we'll be seeing this interview out there as well. So again, another special welcome and appreciation from the home of heroes, Pueblo, Colorado, and here at Pueblo Community College. We appreciate you spending some time with us.
Thank you.
You've been watching PCC Connection, a community affairs program brought to you from the campus of Pueblo Community College. I'm Michael Engel, your host, and we'll see you next time.